Banger.
Feeling it. What an intro.
How's it going, everyone? Happy Wednesday night. Just got back from my first kickboxing class. I didn't know if I was going to survive, so I survived. We're still alive and well. I do have some scrapes that I was not ready for, but how's it going, El Coach? How's your Wednesday? And how are you feeling?
Good, man. My forearms are looking a little less nicked up than that. Just took a nice stroll around the block. So no kickboxing for me tonight. But yeah, it's good stuff, man.
I love the quarter zip. It's quarter zip season, and that's a fun one.
It's all popping, man. We're ready to go.
So tonight we're gonna hop into a draft a little bit later. But first we just wanted to go over. We just did a startup draft together. It was like the quickest startup draft that I've ever seen. It went from like Wednesday afternoon and it finished like Sunday night or Monday morning. It was crazy, like just absolutely zooming. Which is in opposition to the one I did before that, which took like 2.5 weeks. And I was like, this is the slowest one. So maybe next one I do will be somewhere in the middle. But I'm going to pull up the draft board really quick. And Coach, why don't you go through your team first? We can highlight it and just walk us through kind of like whatever your thought process and how you feel about it.
Yeah, man. Like you said, this was a nice crisp tempo. People respected the clock, which was nice. But I think we were talking about it last week or maybe the week before where, there really isn't like a bad spot to be drafting from this year. It feels like, so I did not pull the influencer 101. I got the 111 man of the people pulling from the backside. Started off with Richardson and Kyler Murray. A little early on Kyler, probably by like 6 picks, I feel like, but I still feel like it's a great spot to be in. Didn't want to trade back out of that just in case he gets sniped. I realize there's like your Jordan Loves and stuff like that you can get there too. But felt really good about a Richardson Kyler start, and then traded back to get Trey McBride in the third, which is first for me.
Hell yeah.
I'm drinking the Kool-Aid on it. So
we'll see, buddy,
how it goes. And then scooped up Drake London and traded out of the 5th. And it was crazy to me. It was a pretty patient room when it came to running backs, aside from the top guys. And Saquon Barkley being in the middle of the 6th was an injustice I couldn't tolerate any longer. So swept in there and helped bring home my first Saquon share in I think like 3 years. So that was fun.
Yeah, he was going too high, but now he's fallen to a range where it feels a little bit better.
It's crazy, especially when you look at his numbers from last year. Like I feel like he was pretty efficient running the ball. Obviously, one of the best pass catchers at running back in the league that you're going to find as well. Just did not have that many TDs when you look at how abysmal that offense was. And it looks like they're not picking up it looks like they're not re-signing him or hitting him with another franchise tag. So he's going to find a new home. I'm hyped for that. And then just kind of spammed wide receivers and some more running back values. Pollard, I get he had kind of a shaky year, but I like the talent. D. Henry, just what is that, the 11th or 12th round?
11-10, yeah, that's pretty late.
Yeah, it's it's not my normal MO to draft 30-year-old running backs, but I'll make an exception for him. And I feel like on a better offense, he can get the Raheem Mostert effect where, maybe he leads the league in touchdowns. Who's to say?
I was going to say, if he gets both Saquon and Henry, and I honestly, I think all these guys are free agents or going to get released. So, I mean, if you take 4 of them, maybe 2 of them get 2 or 3 of them. You maybe luck box into 4 of them, but spray and pray approach on the running backs. I like it to just cover. I think it's pretty solid, and like at the cost, it's not terrible.
Oh yeah, It's nothing when you look at like what's going around him, and then yeah, just cranking out tight ends and running backs and QBs to close out the draft. Some pretty great values on tight ends, I feel like there. Yeah, I'm a big fan of it.
Yeah, no, I like. I mean, Drake London has been now that they got Raheem Morris and no longer Arthur Smith. I think he is whatever. I think he's a big candidate to get a modern offense that's not absolute
Yeah,
trash. And yeah, these are definitely whatever two running quarterbacks. Kyler, obviously, yeah, his ADP is still 2.9 or something, but like I I think this is right where I would have taken him if we'll get to my draft in a second. I would have taken him if I didn't already have like 30%. I just have to diversify. It's getting to the point where I'm in so many drafts. I've done so many where I'm like having to make suboptimal decisions based on what I think is right just to switch it up. So probably a cue to slow it down, probably.
yeah.
Right.
Or
Um,
just lean into it and get the guys you want. You know they're going to be good. What's the worst that happens? They get hurt. Who cares?
Viva Trey Lance. Hell yeah.
Yes, scooped up
Amen,
some cheap
brother.
Trey in there. Love that.
And we got Trey McBride, so two Treys on the team. And yeah, Trey McBride, that's a really good price. I mean, considering, I mean, Laporta only went a few picks ahead, and I think you traded back, but I mean, I think it's good to diversify your portfolio. Like same conversation we're just having. Like, um, I don't with the number of options we have at tight end now, it's not like Kyle Pitts a few years ago where we're like, okay, he's the only young option with some upside, and then it's Travis Kelsey, and then kind of everybody else. I guess Mark
Yep.
Andrews, that was he had that one huge season, but it's whatever. Basically, those three were the top three, and then otherwise you're just kind of dumpster diving and scraping it together. Now it's like you have Kincaid, you have Andrews, you have Pitts, you have McBride. We have Brock Bowers coming in, even though he looks like a frat star at the Super Bowl. So yeah, I just think it's good to switch it. Whatever you don't like. I know you're obviously we're both big Laporta fans, but good to switch it up and kind of diversify your portfolio. And he looked very good at the whatever when he got the opportunity last year. So
Yeah. How about Brock Bowers wanting to play for the Titans? What's that?
I mean, Delaney Walker 2.0, maybe. I don't know.
I'm questioning the judgment already. That picture of him next to Gronk is pretty great.
You know what? I was talking to D-Plot from the Bulletproof Discord and on Twitter, and he was because he was saying he thinks he's gonna probably weigh in like 6'4", 240 or 6'3", 230, somewhere in that range. I think he'll run. I think in coming into college, he was running like a 4.5. So I think he'll stay around like low, like high 4.5s at the highest.
Yeah.
And if you look at the comps, it's pretty crazy because Mike Evans actually is like 6'5", like 231 or something like that. So it's obviously not like in the terms of their play style similar, but like even if he comes in a little bit smaller than we think of for a tight end, like Evan Engram around a 4.42, so that's like a super high end athleticism.
Yeah.
But whatever, that mold of a guy where he's a little bit smaller, but I mean he's a slot anyways. Like when you think about it, like
Yep.
you can't even really consider him like a tight end in the traditional sense. So I think it's fine if he's a little bit smaller. It's not trouble. So
Yeah. We're not going to let that calm down the hype. No.
absolutely not. Mounting a TV in the kitchen for the Super Bowl. Big baller moves only. Very nice. Yeah, you grabbed my boy Christian Watson. That's the same thing, right? Like I grabbed Najee here. Probably like I think it's right about a ADP. Normally I'd be grabbing my guy Watson, and I kind of regret it to be honest. But let's
Yeah, we
go to
got a potential trade in the works there. We could let the people vote and see which way it goes for some of the old favorites of mine.
yeah. So
Let's see.
so I picked Christian Kirk as well, and then Judy fell to 12-10. So I propose a trade of Kirk and Judy for Watson and Jacoby. I think both of their ADPs are like pretty close to each other. So I don't know. The thing is I already have a lot of Christian Watson and Jacoby, so like probably should just leave it be. But I'm always trying to tinker and always
Got to
trying to,
tinker.
so So I speaking of suboptimal moves or moves that I'm Judy's is such a psyop. I that I agree, but pushback. Like he went here in the 12-10, so like almost the 13th round. Um, I don't know, like at that cost, like I needed wide receivers, so I'm just spamming wide receivers at that point. Like who did I take? Shakir. Don't love Shakir.
Yeah,
Fine.
I mean, I feel like he has to bounce back and hit it probably like increase a couple of rounds in value. I mean, you don't necessarily like fall into like 900-yard seasons like he has the last few years. I do think he's talented. I don't think he's as hyped up as I think he was a little overhyped coming out of college, but like he seems like a good player and he was running a pretty low percentage of the snaps last year too. So I don't know what
I
was
think
going on in
Sean
Denver, man.
Payton. I think Sean Payton. He wasn't a good fit for the. I don't know if it was for the scheme or for the coach or for both, but I don't know. I think it's live that either him or Sutton or both get moved, at least one of them. So maybe whatever. Maybe he falls in a better situation where they don't. It's just better chemistry with the quarterback, with the system, everything. He's still only 24. I don't know. He's not my favorite player. I'm not like caping up
Yeah.
for Judy, but like this is way lower than he was going. Like he was going like 5th round last year. So
Yeah, I know.
it's just an upside shot. Yeah. So yeah, I was at the 110. I honestly, this draft went so quick that by the time Jalen Hurts fell to the 1-8, I wasn't even aware because I was working. So I couldn't even see what was going on. Otherwise, I would have tried to trade up to get him for sure. Because he fell to 1-6 in one of my last drafts. So yeah, I had Herbert fall to me at 110. I'm a little bit spooked with the Harbaugh news, to be honest. And I've just I've been making a little bit of a pivot to thinking that maybe it's just good to switch it up and go like a Jefferson or a Chase over kind of like the Burrow Herbert range. Well, now especially Herbert. It's not like I'm out on Herbert, but I just wanted to switch it up. I have a good amount of 101s for Caleb, but I probably will move some of those. So I to move back to get, and I took Caleb and Amon Ra. And this is also, like I said, caveat. I don't have very much Amon Ra, and I have a shit ton of Kyler. So really, just trying to diversify my portfolio. Then AJ Brown. I was between AJ Brown and Laporta. Same thing. I don't have a lot of AJ Brown, so took AJ Brown. I think that's a pretty good price. I mean, 3-3. I have a shit ton of Olave, so just to balance it out a little bit. I have, but then I go against myself, and I take Mark Andrews at 410 when I have 35%. So whatever, but I'm gonna hold him. Hopefully, closer to the season, he will boost up in value again. Considering he's already going pick, what is it, 45 or something? Or no, I think he's a little bit lower. I think he's like 45 in best ball right now. So I think he might
Yeah.
even push up a little bit more. So whatever value. Then, like, this is not my normal build, and I need a QB2 at this point. Oh yeah, I passed on Dak too because I also have a lot of Dak. So yeah, then I took Deshaun. Kincaid fell all the way to 6'4", and his ADP is 4'9". So
Yeah.
I
Crazy.
just made a pick swap and moved up and got him. Also allows me, if I want to move Anders later, that I don't feel naked at tight end. So that's nice. So then for QB2, I have Watson, and then taking a shot on the Mayo Man in the 7th. I'm hoping between both of those guys, I can get QB2 production, whatever, if I just pick them week by week.
Willie deep shots. What was that stat you shared today where he's like 20% of his passes were 20 plus yards
Yeah,
down
let
the
me pull
field
it
or
up really
something?
quick.
Bananas.
So then, yeah, up at 810, I took Najee because I don't have any shares, and then I feel like people have been feeling pretty good about him lately with Arthur Smith. Just same thing. Diversify. That's the theme of this draft for me, is diversifying my portfolio. Christian Kirk. I think he's at like high 60s ADP right now, but just whatever. Wanted to get one more share to balance out my shit ton of Deontay and Marquise Brown and Christian Watson. I have so much of all of those guys. So let's live a little, have some fun.
Yeah.
And then I got two of my favorite targets. We were having a debate in the Discord about how do we rank this kind of tier of like from Najee, David Montgomery, Ramondre, Swift, Kamara, B-Rob, like all these guys through like the 11th, 12th round. And I think these are probably my top three, and then maybe Demont. So getting three of them falling all the way to the 10, 12, I feel pretty good about that. Just same thing for me, just spray and pray at running back, and I just need two. So, and then Daniel Jones, buy low, kind of the same as 2 years ago, where he's going to be a starting quarterback who runs a little bit. I know he tore his ACL, and I don't love him, but you can throw him in there if I need to. Judy, we had a conversation about him. I think he'll probably bounce back a little bit. I'm not expecting a ton, but Jerome Ford is one of my favorite running back picks right now in the 13th. I think he has upside either with Chubb leaving, getting cut, or just whatever, he's coming off an injury. So there's some upside there. And if not, he has contingent value and the pass catching role. So either way, I think he can win. Tyler Lockett is just cheap wide receiver points. Khalil Herbert, I don't feel great about him, but he is talented, and maybe the Chicago offense gets a boost with Caleb or whoever they take. And then Shakir is an ADP value at this point. I think he's getting steamed up a little bit too much because of the Diggs FUD, but
Yep.
who knows? I mean, if he's the wide receiver 2 or 3 in Buffalo, that's a valuable role. So, and then
Somebody's got to catch some of those 600 pass attempts.
he looks pretty good at the end of the year too. I mean, my priors on Shakir are not great, but he did look good. You got to give him credit for what he did. So, and then Elijah Mitchell, we know the deal with him. And then last one I'll highlight is just Jelani Woods. If you can buy Jelani Woods in every league, please do it. And with Noah Fant, you got Noah Fant. I would say those are my two prime tight end targets right now. Jelani Woods, 10 RAS score, 6'7", 252. Looks like a giant out there, like Mo Alley Cox on his team as well. So if you can do that, if you can buy a giant, you got to buy a giant in the 16th or 19th round. Excuse me.
Yeah, absolutely.
So yeah, not my normal build, but I feel pretty solid about it. I'm a little bit light at wide receiver, but I do have those two tight ends, and Andrews conceivably is going to score 16, 17 points a game. So that's basically a wide receiver. So.
Love it.
So yeah, it was a fun one. Not my normal one. But yeah, I really like your team. I think your team is super, super fun.
I appreciate it. It was a fun draft. Definitely one of my favorite teams that I've put together. Just love like some of the values you're able to get at running back and tight end later in the draft with some of those dart throws. I feel like there's a lot of upside with guys that are going to get into new roles with new teams. So definitely a fun way to do it. QBs being pushed up the board opens up all sorts of opportunities that you kind of highlighted as well. But I'm a sucker for the double elite QB start. So that's not having to pay up and picks to move up there and get in is definitely a way to do it.
I don't know if this is just like how it feels right now, but it just feels way better than last year. I feel like last year the 5th round was just really nasty. And also just I think my drafts this time of year last year were better than later on, but it's like once you get into August and like July, all those like RB2 guys, and just all the like value is just completely sucked out of the draft. You're like in August and July when you're in the 17th, 18th round, it's just absolute trash. Whereas now I'm in the 20th, 21st round, and I'm like, oh yeah, there's still guys like, I think whatever it's not a sure thing, but they could fall into an RB2 role. There's some free agent tight ends I really like Hunter Henry and Gesicki, where maybe they get a role.
Did we just get a Gesicki pump?
Oh my god! Right now, like it's hard for me to not join more startups, even though we were saying I think it's suboptimal at this point, just because I just I don't want to be drafting in August when it's like the redraft brain is so in there and all the value is sucked out of the draft. So yeah,
It's a tough scene, man. Yeah, it's fun to draft this early and kind of grind on that in the winter. I'm curious to see where all this ends up. So it's fun, man. And I mean, we've got the combines coming up later this month, I think. So start getting some more steam there, and then got the draft in a few months. So this is it, man. It's peak
anything else?
Dynasty season.
Anything else from the Super Bowl you've seen? I saw the interview with Puka. That was pretty cool. With Matt Harmon. Just whatever. He just such a cool dude. Like even just
Yeah.
fantasy aside, Puka's just such a cool dude. And I'm one of my favorite guys to root for. Okay, we're gonna hop into a draft. It looks like it just filled. Okay, so we're rolling. Hell yeah! I was surprised last time we jumped in. It took like 5 minutes to fill, but it looks like people are watching. So
Oh
hopefully we
man.
got a couple in here. Oh, we got Dave Guattari in here.
The GOAT.
the tight end whisperer.
Here we go. How about that?
So
we're from
where did we
the
get? We got the 12.
112. Yeah.
Okay, I don't hate it. I feel like I kind of like drafting at the turn to just you can kind of plan out your draft a little bit. But who are your guys you're targeting at the end of the first and beginning of the second there?
I'm a sucker for Gibbs. I don't love starting out with a running back, but if we get some fallers at receiver, obviously love Puka. AJ Brown feels pretty good there. Emotionally, not quite at the Nico 1-2 turn yet, but I know it's coming.
Yeah, I've seen conflicting. Like I've seen people like really, seen people really into that, and then I've also seen people who are like, I think Pat Kerrane just released his leg up rankings, and he was like way lower on Nico. I think it's mostly due to just the fact that Tank is going so much cheaper that they should be a little bit closer together.
Mm-hmm.
And then I've also seen Spags talking about how whatever, like they might bring someone. I don't think they're gonna. I mean, I think they have cap space, so they're gonna bring in someone. Like it was Noah Brown as the wide receiver 3, so it'll probably be someone better than
Yeah.
Noah Brown. But like, I think you spend your money elsewhere. Like if you just fall into that, it's kind of free money that why don't you just roll that in? You know they're good. They both balled out this year when they got the opportunity, and I don't know. And also they could. I think Dalton Schultz is a free agent too, so like they could spend up at tight end maybe. Maybe that's a Noah Fant landing spot. That would be really fun, honestly. I think that like that. Imagine that offense with him stretching the middle of the field. That sounds really fun.
I'm here for it, man. I am here for it. All right, so we're up in 2. What are you thinking?
I think I'd be fine with if Gibbs falls to us. I'm definitely down to take Gibbs. Oh, and he goes. If Kyron falls to us, I think Kyron and AJ Brown or Garrett Wilson, AJ Brown. What do you think about that?
I like going receiver. So
okay.
I'm fine with.
Yeah, if those are both, and then contingent. Garrett Wilson won. So do you want to go Kyron, or do you want to say screw it, take AJ Brown first, and then Nico Collins or someone else?
I feel like we got shafted at running back last time we did this, so I'm cool with Kyron and AJ Brown to start. What do you think?
Yeah, let's. I mean, I think obviously we're still a long ways out from the draft, and everything. We don't know how it's going to fall, but at this point, like I think Kyron's I think if everything solidifies, he'll be going higher than this. So fine to take the shot on Kyron for sure. And then AJ Brown. Every year he goes off for a little bit and then gets injured or whatever. So last year he was going or late first, I think like 8-ish usually.
8-9.
So I mean, whatever, slight discount on him. I think that's a pretty solid start. So yeah, feeling good.
Yeah.
Let's see. Do we have any other weird picks? CMC goes 101. CD, Tyreek, JJ, Jamar Chase seems pretty. This is all pretty lockstep, I think, with what you usually see.
Yeah, pretty calm so far.
Rusty
A lot of
going Puka and Achan. I think Pat Kerrane or the leg up rankings have Achan like way, way, way above. I think he was, I forget if it was like 12 or 13. So they're super aggressive on Achan. Um,
really.
I was listening to the podcast. I forget what they were saying, but basically, I think it's just like even even if he really gets the role and really whatever gets more touches and stays healthy, like he can completely smash. His upside is does have that legendary upside, and then even if he doesn't, whatever, if he gets 12 touches a game, his efficiency is so good that like he still probably won't kill you at that point. So, um, so yeah, I don't know. I think I'm warming up to HN though. Obviously, I think it's hard right now because we don't know what's going to happen with Kyron, but I think I think it's possible that he could go up into this like 12, 13 range. I think I would feel fine with it. So
Would you take Achan over JT?
yeah, that's a hard one too. I think I need to think about it more on JT. It's they were kind of fudding him down based on the fact that he's 25 and he hasn't had like a crazy season in like 2 years now. But I think that's a little bit not forward focusing where
I remember when
we
CMC had the same thing, right?
yeah, I mean, I just think we were talking last time I think in the other draft about how that offense just the pace is crazy. Shane Steichen, we want to have a pieces of that offense. And I think I'm obviously Richardson's going to take away some rushing
Yeah.
touchdowns probably, but it also rushing quarterbacks help with the efficiency for running back. So I mean, he might average like whatever over 5 yards a carry. Just helps balance it out. And yeah, I mean, obviously with a running back that's not an amazing pass catcher, it's going to come down to efficiency. But I do think the efficiency might come from an offense where you're running the most plays in the league. And we don't know whatever. A Rich is an unknown, but he also
Yeah.
has a lot of upside. So I think I'd have them pretty much back to back right now. Um, I do think though that Achan is like a very good like best ball player. Like he is
Yeah,
live to give you
absolutely.
like
Yeah.
40 points any given week, which is more valuable than in redraft because you don't have to choose when they're playing, obviously. So,
Yeah. I'll
any
agree
other
with that.
thoughts about this second 2-3 turn range here?
Loving the discount you get on Devonte Adams this season. That's pretty rich, like almost a full round back from where he was going last year. I feel like at the end of the first, beginning of the second. Now you can get him at the end of the second, beginning of the third. I feel like a lot of his peripherals held up. We're getting ready to come up here, so
Yeah, I'm super into the Dusty Vets this year.
Yeah.
Devontae and Diggs. I just think I'm gonna have a lot of them, especially if they stay where they are.
So what are you thinking here? We have a good stack opportunity potentially with Jalen Hurts coming to us at the end of the third, and
yeah, I'm down with. I think Hurts is a good value right now. Like, why? I don't think. There we go. Let's start Hurts and then let's think through the second pick.
Okay, so you thinking? I definitely want to go receiver here. I'm not crazy about these running backs. Keenan, Drake London, not so much.
I mean, what about Devonta Smith, the double stack? How do you feel about that?
I mean, it's early enough. Like, I feel like we could just go for it if you want to.
I mean, I feel like that's a pretty fun start. Yeah, let's do it. Let's double stack it up.
All right.
I think this early too, it's good, like because we don't have the week 17 matchups or anything. I think it's good to build some team stacks out. I think that's a good move at this point in the draft season. So in February, what is it, 7th? That's
Yeah.
it's the one thing you can't
on the big board.
Yeah, you have some Eagles.
It's good. I feel like we just capitulated pretty heavy with Devontae going over Keenan, but I get it.
Yeah, you know what? I think Drake London is in contention there too. Like we just said when we were reviewing our dynasty teams that we just did. I think whatever. Like you watch if you're a ball knower and you watch some tape, like that man can ball, and
So
he's had
shifty
Desmond
for a
Ritter
guy
on
that
special
big
teams,
too.
which is pretty much the stone trash situation you can have. And he's still 23, so like
Yeah.
he has a lot of room to grow. All his peripherals, he had a 30% target share his rookie year, fell down a little bit. But yeah, what did the coach came out and was juicing up London and Bijan and no mention of Pitts. So yeah, I feel if they just have a normal modern offense where they throw
Yes.
32 times a game average, I'm feeling real great about Drake London. So in all formats.
Already been soaking up all the Zach Robinson hype as OC, which is great. Just imagining not Pitts. Well, I mean, maybe Pitts, but definitely Drake London in that power slot role that they used Cooper Kupp, where he just gets those nice, easy releases. And I mean, we've seen it from Drake too, where he's so good after the catch as well. Like it's everything you want. So I just hope it all comes together this year.
Yeah, you're making me regret the Devonta Smith pick, but I think the correlation, the team stack definitely helps. So let's see what's going on with let's go through some teams right here. Gutteri, is he pissing real hard with does he have 4 wide receivers so far?
Yeah, he's
Tyreek,
got 4. Yeah.
Olave, and Zay.
Tyreek.
That's a pretty hot start. Like Boots was saying. That 103 is hot. Yeah, that's real hot. I like that start.
Mhm.
Especially with the running back values that are going in like the 70s onward, like 70s through 120 range. I feel like those running backs feel really strong this year. So
We'll double tap here at QB for 101 with Lamar and Stroud.
oof. Don't love that. It's a badge too.
Yeah.
And he doesn't have he has a San Francisco thing going, so it feels like you'd want to wait on Purdy, but interesting. Don't love that one there. And then we got Gutierrez stacking up Rasheed with Mahomes. That's nice there. Okay, let's see. Rusty. Can you scroll up a little bit?
Yep.
So he started Puka, Achan, Neighbors, and Keenan. That's a real nice start, considering we were considering Smith or Keenan at 37 there. Pittman, I feel like we talked about the Colts offense. It's been whatever. They're going to run a lot of plays, and Pittman was looking very good. He was drawing a shit ton of targets, and Achan and Puka, I mean, they're very, very exciting rookie years. So
JSN mid-5th. How about that?
Did you see him commenting on Shane Waldron, who went to the Bears, and he was basically just like silent. He's just like, yeah, he's a good guy.
I think he literally said good luck, which is great. Like, good luck.
I mean, yeah, his juice was just so maddening. Like just running his ADOT was like two ADOT. It was like nothing.
Those little flare outs and stuff.
It doesn't make any sense. Like, I'm sorry. I know you have Lockett and DK, but okay, let's see.
So fan favorite Mark Andrews is here.
This is tough because I don't want to get behind at wide receiver.
How do you feel about Pickens here?
I mean, Pickens or Terry. I don't know. Who else do you? I don't mind Kirk either. Like, I feel like he should be in this range too. Why don't we go receiver first? Oh, okay.
All right.
Is this the same thing that was happening last time where it's just timing out? And
it's given us too much time and we can't count down right. This is great. So what do you think? Wide receiver, we've got.
I think we should go wide receiver. I just don't want to get locked out at wide receiver. I just feel like the wide receiver cliff this year is real early. So Kirk or Terry, you choose. Oh, there you go. Okay, well,
let's go Kirk. I like the known QB situation. I will take that over the unknown of what Washington may have going on.
Yeah, I mean, they could get a boost, but I mean, I don't know. Terry is just so uninspiring to me. I don't know. I like him like as a real life like player, but just for fantasy, it's like I don't know, he can just never put it together for a full season that really is a difference making season. Um, Great content the past few weeks. Thanks for the draft, guys. Yeah, thank you. Really appreciate it. We're El Coach is he's working hard on these Wednesdays. He's really giving us some great content, and we're trying to stay consistent. We're fresh in the game, but we appreciate all the likes, all the subscribes, all the comments on the videos that we can get to push through the algorithm. We definitely appreciate it. But yeah, we're gonna keep it consistent and get a mix of Dynasty and best ball, and feed your craving so that you don't have to do a shit ton of drafts. You can just watch a stream. There you go.
Yeah, man. If they're gonna let us draft, let's do it. It's great stuff. Yeah.
So let's recap the team really quick, or why don't you recap the team really quick, Elko?
Yeah. So we've got QB Jalen Hurts, Kyron Williams at running back, AJ Brown, Devontae Smith for that Philly stack, Pickens, and Christian Kirk. So feeling pretty good about wide receiver there. I think we have some good potential for boom weeks there. Really digging getting Hurts. That it feels late. I get the ADP is different than last year, but it still feels late to get the QB2 overall right there. So
yeah, absolutely. I think ETR had him up higher, so I'm assuming he'll probably move up. Since they're a market mover on that with the ADP and everything in their ranks. So yeah, I mean, I just think I really wanted to go Andrews there, and I think he fell 10 picks past ADP to Rusty, and Rusty soaked up that value. I really like Rusty's team right now, and Gutierrez's team. But I don't want to get behind at wide receiver. I know obviously we can spam rookie wide receivers, but I feel like everybody's after them right now. So if you do miss out on those few rookie wide receivers that you really want, it's like looks pretty gross after that. Like
yeah,
range. So don't want to.
I mean, to your point earlier, I think we still have some good value we can get here at tight end later on. It looks like Kincaid is slipping a bit. I doubt he gets back to us. But we've potentially got Ingram for a nice little Jacksonville stack we can hit later on. Lots of options there.
Yeah, I just feel like I feel better about the whatever, and because it's a 20-round draft, we can draft three tight ends, like pretty much every time if you want to. So I feel a lot better about that.
Absolutely.
Sorry, what's up?
I said absolutely.
I'm really liking DeAndre Hopkins' price. I feel like he is just getting a little bit of kind of the same thing we were talking about with the vet discount right now of this time of year with Keenan and Diggs and Devontae. He looked really good. All his peripherals were super strong. Levis was up and down, but I mean, we saw that stat where he was 22% of his throws were deep throws, and I just think there's not that much target competition, and maybe they're not as archaic of an offense and they throw it more, and he still puts up a 30% target share or something like that. It's pretty good value there at 73.
Yeah, real quiet 1,000-yard season for him. So I would feel comfortable taking him. I think over Terry and Calvin Ridley right there.
Yeah, I absolutely think I would do the same thing. Ooh, Brian Thomas goes. That's a guy I'm definitely looking for in that range. So
right. We are coming up again. We've got best ball hero Christian Watson coming up.
Oh, brother, don't get me all hot and heavy.
I feel like that's dang.
Oh,
all right.
Yeah.
We got sniped.
Classic stream. Okay, what wide receivers are even available right now?
Sutton, Dubs, Deontay, Mike Williams.
This is the point where let's get a tight end. Why don't we get Ingram?
Okay, we got Ingram
in the queue, so that if we time out, and then running, why don't we get running back probably, or where does I mean, we could go Fields and just be done at quarterback, but I'm fine with Najee. I feel like Najee probably would be my my running back choice. What about you? Do you have any other running back
I,
preferences?
I'm down to get a running back here, and I feel like with 20 rounds, we can wait on QB a little bit and try to get cute.
Yeah, I mean we have
Having,
Hurts, so like I think it's probably better to wait.
yeah, you want to smash Najee here?
Yeah, let's do Najee.
All right.
Okay, so we have Hurts at quarterback, Kyron and Najee at running back, AJ Brown, Devonta Smith, Pickens, and Kirk, and then Evan Ingram, the man who caught 114 passes, and maybe Ridley leaves. I mean, and there's a rookie, and I think he's still. I think a little bit of that of his catches and just his targets were inflated because Christian Kirk was out a lot of the year.
Mhm.
They play a similar like low A dot crossing routes slot type role, but I don't know. I still think whatever Trevor Lawrence could and the Jags offense could bounce back. They just had a really weird year, a lot of missed long touchdowns and um, whatever. Pick 85.
Yeah.
Fine for him. So
Yeah, some interesting usage on that team with their receivers kind of cycling in and out, and how they choose to run the ball with ETN is really fascinating with me because so many games where they were just like shoving him up the gut over and over and over again, and it's like that's one, it's not the strength of their offensive line at all, and two, like ETN definitely a stretch play kind of guy where you want to get him bounce to the outside, get him in that space or some of those cutback lanes, and it's bizarre to kind of watch that happen over and over again, you know?
yeah, and it was oh man, ETN was looking so nice. Like he was getting such good passing game usage. He was, I mean, I think he was averaging like almost 19, 20 points a game through the first 8 or 9 weeks,
Yeah.
and that kind of fell apart. I don't know. I think I like ETN. It's just yeah, that usage in the way that they used him doesn't make sense to just slam him into the middle
Yeah.
over and over again. I mean, I almost like I know it was nice for fantasy where he was getting you obviously if you can choose to have him have the bell cow role where he gets all the work, obviously that's good. But like I don't it wouldn't be the worst thing ever if like they bring in some grinder type to take some of those carries away and kind of get ETN more into space, get him some screens, get him some tosses, some plays out in space where I think he can really thrive. I don't think people might FUD him down if that happens, but it's like he can still be super effective in that role. I think almost
Yeah.
maybe more effective in that role.
Yeah, I mean, they did last offseason with the Tank Bigsby smoke. He got one carry in the preseason or something like that. That was a goal line touch, and everybody just lost it. It's pretty
I
great.
think I think that's a lesson we need to take is like bet on the talent a little bit more
Mhm.
because people like they drafted Tank Bigsby and people were just like assuming that Tank Bigsby was a or like he was going to take away the work when they were more similar than people think, but Tank Bigsby was just the shittier version. So it's like, why are you fudding down ETN so much when it's like we know ETN is way more talented.
Yeah.
I maybe you move him down a little bit, but like not as much as he was going. What like pick 40 something
Yeah.
a lot of the draft season, which just in hindsight looks really bad.
Yeah. It was fun. Fun while it lasted.
Um, we see some of our favorites, Josh Downs, Hollywood, and Deontay go off the board.
Yeah, let's pull this up and start figuring out what we want to do here. All right. So got two running backs. We've got four wide receivers and tight end. We do have one QB as well. So receiver, I feel like we can get some cheap points with Dubs and Jacoby a little early. Quiet
Yeah,
hype
why don't
around
we?
Troy
Okay, so
Franklin.
what I'm thinking here,
Oh, Jacoby's gone.
we just went. Hmm. Okay, why don't we queue up? I really like Troy Franklin here because I feel like over Dubs and Shakir, I just feel like their roles are pretty fragile, and I
Mhm.
think Franklin could be a riser. So I'm pretty into him.
With
Uh,
you on that.
Goddard to stack with Hurts, we could do that and just be done at tight end, or we could go T-Law and stack up our Jags. So I think probably we should go Franklin just for wide receivers since wide receiver gets pretty gross after this range.
Okay.
And then I don't know what are your thoughts on Goddard versus T-Law?
Feel like T-Law is probably one of the better bets we're gonna have for a while.
Yeah, why don't we go T-Law? Why don't you switch T-Law? Because I feel like we already have Smith and AJ Brown, so I almost feel like it's overstacking to have three pieces of
Mhm.
the three pass catchers. So I feel like, and then we can just be done at quarterback.
Yeah, so we've got Hurts, Lawrence, Kyron, Najee, AJ Brown, Devonta, Pickens, Kirk, Troy Franklin, and Ingram at tight end. So I feel
No,
like we're off to a pretty hot start here.
yeah, we got two double stacks, right? We got two running backs that could whatever. Kyron obviously could get a crazy workload. Najee, I think, is pretty good at his price considering what we know about Arthur Smith. And I think we have enough wide receivers where we're not feeling like we're super, super behind, which
I
that
mean,
was
to be fair, what we know about Arthur Smith is he doesn't like feeding round one running backs.
true.
And Jalen Warren could get the Tyler Algier role. So
I mean, that's true. But my pushback would be he's also probably going to give like 30 carries and 5 to 6 targets per game to his running back. So even if Najee only gets whatever half those carries and a few of those, it's still a pretty solid workload.
yeah.
It's just going to be a running back centric offense, I'm assuming, based on what he's done in the past. So the pie is a little bit bigger, even if it gets split up between the two. I think I'm still feeling pretty good about it.
I can dig that. Tyler Lockett really does feel like a value here in the 10th, though.
You know me, man. I'm always down for some Lockett.
I know.
I think Jason's role will grow, but I mean, we don't even know. Maybe Lockett gets Tyler Lockett to the Chiefs. I know we do that this time of year with everybody, with every free agent or guy that's going to be cut or hey, maybe Troy Franklin and Tyler Lockett are both on the Chiefs. You never know.
Do they don't have an OC yet in Seattle, do they? Because last I heard they were talking to Chip Kelly potentially.
I think yes, I believe so. Let's see.
Which would be awesome in its own right to see him come back into the NFL. But yeah.
Let's go on x.com really quick and check it out.
Love it.
But yeah, I believe it was Chip Kelly was the most recent name to be brought up.
What do you think about Purdy going here in the 10th?
That's real late.
Yeah, right?
That's real late. That's way too late. I mean, I don't think I think Doobie Miles is someone from the Bulletproof Discord. But that, I mean, that's fine. Even if he's not staying, like that's pretty crazy ADP value. What's his ADP? I don't even know if we can. What's his ADP right now? I think it's like 80s. So yeah, that's like almost 30 picks of ADP. I feel like you have to take him. I still lean T-Law for our stack aspect, but yeah, that's a really good pick there.
That Tua on the 11th.
Let's see who else is going here. Keon Coleman. Rusty takes Keon Coleman. Keon Coleman scared me a little bit as a prospect, just like how raw he is. But he's also the type of guy where he could land in the late first, early second, and just get a juicy landing spot and just be kind of like I don't know if Christian Watson is a great comp because I don't think he's as fast, but like he's kind of that like, explosive, big body type guy where he's a little bit raw, but it just whatever. We're talking best ball, and I think his ADP could shoot up if he does get either one of those like a good spot. So I think a pretty good pick there.
I'm loving seeing Jared Goff go pretty much where he went last season too, in the 11th round. I feel like I would comfortably take him over Caleb, and probably over Tua at this point. I don't know.
Yeah, the one guy I really like is Jaden Daniels. I think he's going to keep
Mhm.
getting pushed up. I think this is an inefficient ADP for him for sure. I just think whatever rushing quarterback, rookie, he's gonna get moved up.
All
Just
right,
like
so
how
we're up in 2.
what's up? I'm sorry.
We're up in 2. What do you wanna do?
Oh,
So
Goddard
we
is
gotta
still there.
Yeah, I mean,
Oh, Goddard, and then
guy in front of us doesn't have a tight end, though.
let's see what happens here.
Yeah,
There we go.
we lost it.
Okay. How we have 2 running backs, so I feel like we should probably go running back. I'm fine with Brooks has been getting steam um
Mhm.
from leg up. He did tear his ACL, but I think he still might be the RB1 in the class. And we're playing for late season, so I'm fine with Brooks.
Brooks, all right. Do you wanna
And
snag
then
another wide receiver and wrap that up?
if we're going wide receiver, I would probably lean Mitchell just for the upside. Um, or Wicks, Mitchell or Wicks, I think would be my moves. We don't have any correlation here, do we?
No, not with Green Bay.
What about RB though? Because I feel like we're just kind of thin at RB.
We got Blake Corum and Benson. We got a pick. We
No,
lost it.
I like Mitchell there. I like Mitchell
All
there.
right.
I feel like that's I just yeah, I like Mitchell there.
So
So
it's when
okay,
it hits 7 seconds for us is when we're when
7
we're
seconds. Yeah,
toast.
why does this keep I wonder if it's because we're streaming that it's like it's tripping out a little bit, but
Yeah, I don't know. It's something. Real treat.
smash
Mildly.
that like button, guys. Make sure if you're not subscribing, I'm assuming the 6 people who are watching are subscribed, but if you're not, please subscribe. I think we're up to 114 subscribers, so some good growth in January and February. So yeah, um, we're loading up on rookies, which is on brand for this time of year. I think it's definitely the move. Mitchell, I haven't. Lad McDonkey is is moving
Gosh.
up scores, but I don't know, man. He's small. He wasn't very productive. I think it's a little bit of like Senior Bowl just being pushing him up. He's probably going to be a second round pick, so I mean it's probably not the worst pick, but I don't know, not really a profile I'm like super jazzed about. Um Mitchell is like super big body. He got injured. But I think it's a little bit kind of like similar to Pickens,
Mhm.
that type of profile. He started at Georgia and ended up at Texas, and he was injured. And I think, I don't know. I think it's an upside, definitely a good upside shot at this point. He could be going a lot higher. Same with Troy Franklin. Whatever. Probably for Mitchell, probably second round, but
Okay.
second round receiver is pretty solid bet. So
Yeah. Um, Rashi Rice was cashing some checks late in the season, so that's what you want with these is kind of soak up those early wide receivers that the vets that help you early in the season, like you pointed out, and then those rookies come on strong down the stretch and really help carry you across the finish line, which is what you want.
yeah, I think this time of year, the two profiles I'm going after are the vets that are being discounted because it's not point scoring season, right? Like people are a little bit scared off, so you can get values on those. And then we know the rookies when it comes to August are probably going to be going a lot higher, or at least if you take shots on it, some of them are going to be going a lot higher. So, and I do think like even if you miss, like let's say you take four, I mean, you probably should be taking like 4 or 5 rookies at least every draft.
Yeah.
If 2 of those completely just tank out and give you nothing, but the other 2 or 3 shoot up 50 picks in ADP, like that pays off by itself. So,
Yeah, absolutely. Do you think we get to see Marvin steamed up into the beginning of the second, end of the first?
I think he's probably going to get steamed up to probably like pick 14, 15. I mean, he's already going what's his ADP right now? Where did he go in this draft? Let's see.
I think he went mid-second in this draft.
Where's
Pick
Harrison?
21. Yeah.
Saquon went 18. That seems rich for me. I think I would take. We were talking Saquon on your dynasty team. I still think I'm taking ETN over him. I think probably like pick 26, 27, like Olave, Dell, that like around after that. But
Mhm.
18 seems rich.
Yeah, I would agree with that, especially this early where you don't know necessarily the landing spot. I like the thing with the Jags, while Lawrence may not be like elite yet, it's still good being tied to a QB that's, functional in the offense, which helps the efficiency all around. So that's definitely good.
Yeah, I mean, a landing spot for Saquon that I really like is Houston. I think that would be super fun. They have the money to spend. You have the advantage, the cap advantage of CJ Stroud. I mean, whatever. Give him a 1 or 2 year deal at pretty good. Whatever. I think it's probably like whatever 10 million a year, 12 million a year. I think there's worse ways to spend your money if you do have it to spend. So
Yeah.
that would be, imagine that. That'd be hot.
Ridiculous and awesome. Yeah, that would be, gosh, that offense is going to be a lot of fun to watch next season. We lost Bucky. I was kind of looking forward to that one.
Let's see. What about Estime? Is he still on the board? Or did someone take him? He's been getting.
He's still
Estime.
there.
Okay. Let's pray to the best ball gods that he doesn't get sniped by us here by this red badge. I feel like he could, because I would feel real nice about that.
Yeah. You want to pull another tight end here as well?
Let's pull Estime right now. Let's okay.
Lock that in.
And then we have 2 tight ends, right? Or no, wait,
Nope,
we still
just
only have
one.
one.
Yep.
I mean, Otten, maybe.
Yeah.
Or we could wait at one more. We probably need 3 anyways, right? So
yeah.
What about wide receiver?
With
Quickly go to wide receiver.
QJ, Wandale, Denario.
Fine with Wandale, I guess. I mean,
it's going to choose for us.
Oh, okay, that's
got
fine.
Cade Otton.
Okay, so why don't you recap us really quick?
Yep. So we got at QB, Jalen Hurts, Trevor Lawrence, running back, Kyron, Najee, Jonathan Brooks, Audric Estime, wide receiver, A.J. Brown, Devonta Smith, Pickens, Christian Kirk, Troy Franklin, and Adonai Mitchell. And then tight end, we got Ingram and Cade Otton.
Okay, I feel pretty good. I mean, I think how many RBs do we have?
4.
4? Okay, so we definitely need probably at least 6 minimum. Yeah, we got a lot of rounds left. So we got 15, 16, 17, 18. So yeah, let's hammer one more tight end and then the rest running backs and wide receivers as we see fit. So
I love it. I'm here for it.
Oof, I really thought we were going to get Goddard. That would have been nice. But I think it's good that we got the we're loading up on rookies. I feel like that's Brooks and Mitchell are pretty good picks there.
3 rookies in a row. We're here for it. On brand for the stream.
Very on brand. And these are the rookies that Estime and Brooks, the running backs, I feel like are getting a lot of steam. So getting both of those, that feels pretty nice.
Tyler Conklin,
Cade Otton. I haven't heard your Cade Otton take yet.
I don't know that I really have a Cade Otton take. I mean, he's there in Tampa, and he's going to catch passes. I think he's kind of in that Dalton Schultz, like just kind of good, fast, and athletic enough to get around. He does make some splash plays, which are fun to watch. But there's some uncertainty around that offense. You got Evans as a free agent. I don't know if they're going to move Godwin out. heard some trade rumors around him as well. They haven't re-signed Baker yet either, so there's a lot of unknowns, I feel like, in Tampa.
Yeah, I feel like Baker, with Canales leaving and possibly Mike Evans leaving, I think it might be his one magical season, kind of like resurgence season, and I think he's probably gonna fade back into non-relevance.
Man.
Which I don't like to say that, but I don't. I just feel like it all came together. Like good offensive coordinator, and I mean Mike Evans, like he was
Yeah.
absolutely hooping this year.
Just shove the
So
ball downfield to the giant at wide receiver. Makes it pretty easy.
I mean, yeah, he's just such like a safety blanket for a quarterback when you know like if you throw it up there, he's most likely going to come down with it. Like
Yeah.
6'5", 231. And I mean, he looked better than he did in a few years. So yeah, I mean, with even if he does come back, I think I feel if Evans comes back, I'd feel a little bit better. But just losing Canales, who just that offense was humming.
Yeah.
Very, very like he really put it all together. So that would scare me. Let's see. Hey Dotton, not super fast. He only run a 4.78, but yeah, I mean, I think whatever. As a second tight end, when we're probably going to get 3, he'll probably give you a few spike weeks. I mean, I'm pretty fine with that. He was running all the routes.
enough.
I think his route participation was like top in the league. Like it was like 98% or something crazy like that. So
yeah, that's what you want.
Even if
you got
he's
to
just
clear like
there,
80% at tight end is what you want.
Yeah. Let's see what else is going on here. Rusty taking Michael Mayer, sniping him from us. That would have I really like Michael Mayer this year. I think we've talked about this before on our other tight end show, but all the other guys doing so well their rookie year is just it's Michael Mayer overlooked, who's still a super good profile, and whatever. I just think he was still only a rookie, so his role will grow, and I think this ADP will probably go up a lot.
Yeah,
as we come closer to the season. And what else is going on? Jalen Polk. I don't know what to think about Jalen Polk. I don't know. He's not super inspiring to me, but also a wide receiver that could get drafted in round 2. So I mean, fine enough. Roman Wilson, the Senior Bowl darling, goes off the board. So let's see what's going on.
All right. So I kind of like what we've got here for the top 2, to be honest. Or no, yeah, Keaton's coming off the ACL, isn't he?
He is.
Yeah.
It was pretty late, but I mean he did look very good when he was playing. So
I kind of want to smash running back here. I'm not really. I mean, maybe Wandale. We've got some 23 picks behind ADP right there.
I say we go Wandale first. I think that's good ADP value, and yeah,
we got Wandale.
What running backs do you like here?
I mean, Gus is solid, but it's not gonna win you a week. I like the allure of Antonio Gibson possibly going somewhere where he could be a difference maker. I'm always a sucker for big running backs that can run 4.3 40s. That's good.
Yeah, what you choose your running back of choice here between whatever all these top few guys. Ray Davis.
We're gonna shoot for the moon. Oh, you like Ray Davis?
I'm just saying Ray Davis for thick boy status, but Antonio Gibson also fits that bill. So
let's live a little.
Let's do Gibson. I think he's being a little bit left for dead. I know last year was pretty bad, but yeah, I mean 6'2", 230 and runs a 4.3 40 is not bad.
Yeah, and an elite pass catcher, I think. I'm told he used to play wide receiver in college, so it's good. I just, have memories of him breaking 70-yard screen passes when he was getting some work. That was fun.
That was really fun. I mean, he had a couple seasons where he was scoring like 15 points a game. I mean, it's not crazy, but he is big enough where he can carry a full workload, and he had, like you said, he played wide receiver in college, so he can get a passing game role as well. So I think
Yeah.
he has either way. So
There goes Bryce. Are you buying into the Canales unlocking Bryce Young and making him look like the 101 as promised?
I mean, I think at this price, like we see with Levis and Young go back to back, like I don't know. I'm not super into it, but he's not. I don't think it's going to be as bad as last year. Like Canales is a good
Yeah.
offensive coordinator, so it won't, like their offense was just in shambles last year. Like their offense, they were, it was like high school, just like I don't even know what the hell they were doing. There was no motion, there's no anything fun.
That play of DJ Chark like catching the ball and throwing himself out of bounds to catch it. Have you seen that? It's incredible.
Yeah, I mean, and I think they don't have like a ton of room to work in terms of getting pass catchers, but like it can't be worse than last year. I mean, knock on wood, but I mean, the combination of those two things, like at this point, you're just hoping whatever. And for best ball, Bryce Young's he's gonna be there. He's gonna be starting. He might give you a few usable weeks. Like that's fine. I like
Yeah.
Levis a lot more though, just for whatever. Just he'll slang it deep, and he maybe he'll run. He didn't run very much, surprisingly, but maybe with a little bit more of an open offense, he would run a little bit more.
Do you have any
The big
Penix
thing with
take?
him though is not even running like in a scrambling sense, but even just on the goal line.
Mhm.
He's a pretty big boy, so if they could even use him on the goal line, either in a push type situation or just like on some options or like some rollouts and stuff, I think that's really like how you would utilize him most effectively, like in the red zone. I feel like that's an advantage to have a like a huge
Yeah.
quarterback like that. Like,
Yeah. Levis is a big dude and relatively athletic as well. So I'm excited to see what they do in Tennessee. It'll be fun to watch. Big QB that throws the ball down the field and can run a little bit. Seems like fun for fantasy.
his arm is absolutely insane. Yeah.
Ridiculous. I don't know. I saw some stuff today about Raheem Morris talking about the next QB they're looking for. He said they want an elite processor, and everybody was tying that to potentially Penix. I was curious if you have any Penix takes.
I mean, I'm hoping that means Kirk Cousins. I'm hoping.
Yeah,
I don't know, man. I can't get into. I mean, because if they draft Penix in the second round,
yeah,
then sure. But every year though, we see quarterbacks get pushed up every single year. We see it, except for the year when Kenny Pickett got drafted. That was the one year where quarterbacks didn't get pushed up. But every other year, other than that one year, and
yeah.
in 2022,
That was a tough
oh
scene.
man, our boy Noah Fant goes off the board. That's rough.
Gosh, we lost it. All right, we gotta let's be mindful of the clock this time. We have 2 QBs, 5 running backs, 7 wide receivers, and 2 tight ends. So
Wait, how many running backs do we have? 1, 2, 3,
5 running backs.
5 running backs. Okay, I think we got to go at least one running back here,
Yeah.
and 7. We can push our wide receiver 8, but I think we should probably take one more wide receiver too.
Okay.
I feel like the running backs late are more fun than the wide receivers late.
I would totally agree with that.
What about tight end? Who do we have here available at tight end?
Gerald Everett, Dulcich, Dawson Knox, Noah Gray. Nothing too
Jelani
exciting.
Woods.
Yeah, we can wait on him though.
I like Hyatt, honestly.
Yeah.
I think. Why don't we go one? Well, let's go Hyatt. I feel like we already have a giant, and I don't know.
Okay. Yeah, I'm down for it.
ADP value, 13 picks, 14 picks. And
Do you want to
what running backs do you like here? Do you lean rookie? Do you like one of these other Gainwell? I feel like.
I mean, feel like Miles Sanders could bounce back a little bit.
Yeah, I mean, I'm fine with it. Yeah,
It seems stupid cheap for the 18th round for a guy that's signed there.
yeah,
Had some semi-decent seasons, so I don't know. What do you think?
I'm good with it. Yeah, I think that at this price, like he's on the team, he'll be the RB2, and running backs get injured a lot. So I mean, it's all
Yeah.
right. Okay, so we have
Let's bring it back. So we've got Hertz, Lawrence, Kyron, Najee, Jonathan Brooks, Audric Estime, Gibson, Miles Sanders, wide receiver A.J. Brown, Devonta Smith, George Pickens, Christian Kirk, Troy Franklin, Adonai Mitchell, and Wandale, and Jalen Hyatt. I like that wide receiver room a lot.
wide receiver. I feel
Together.
super good. We're kind of just attacking running back through. I mean, I think we got Kyron and Najee, and then just rookies and some dusty guys who. I mean, they're gonna be on teams. They'll probably be RB2s, but like,
Yeah.
good break away.
You just need them for a week or two. That's it. Like everybody's got to chip in at some point. Be good.
So we have two more picks. So let's try to think ahead here a little bit. Some guys we like. I feel like wide receiver we're fine. So I'd probably running back and tight end, I would assume. What do you feel about that?
I would agree with that. For some reason, I feel like JJ McCarthy in the right situation could be good because he does have that rushing upside as well. But I would love to, get some
You'd
of
love to
these guys.
smash Greg Dulcich.
I mean, I both of us big fans, so yeah, it would be on brand. Be good.
The aforementioned 3-leg Greg, yeah, always good to have on your squad. But yeah, I like Jelani Woods. We were talking about earlier, if you missed it, 10 RAS score. He was injured all of this year, so I think both these guys were injured all this year. So I mean,
yeah,
they're being forgotten. Cheap. But Dulcich looked really good in his limited work as a rookie, and Woods. I mean, who do they have? Kylan Granson. They have Will Mallory.
Mo Alley Cox
is
still be a thing.
Push. I think he's past 30. So, I mean, Jelani Woods didn't have a great rookie season, but I mean, he had a couple of games where he had I think he had a 2 touchdown game, and then another game where he had like 8 catches or something like that.
Yeah.
And he was super raw coming in. So, like we said, we like that offense, and they're going to push the pace. And yeah, I think whatever. He's an absolute massive human being who runs fast, and that's for tight end. That's a lot of what you're looking for. So
yeah, absolutely. And I think getting pieces of that offense, especially when you can get them this cheap, like you called out, I think that's sound investment at this point in the draft. Love the athleticism. Love the guy that can just box out defenders when they get into the red zone too. So, I mean, he could be the just run into one of those Eric Ebron seasons where he, just catches a ton of touchdowns and has like 400 or 500 yards to show for it, but helped you score points, man. That's what it's about.
Yeah, I think he definitely gets home through touchdowns and not yards. But okay, let's see. Who else do we have let's because I think let's go tight end and then running back. Who do you like here?
We've got Will Shipley. Let's see here.
Shipley, Gainwell, Jalen Wright is a rookie who looks pretty solid. Keep scrolling.
Jeff Wilson.
I don't hate Donta Foreman. I don't hate Ronnie Rivers as maybe RB2 and I guess we're no, probably not running waivers if we already have Kyron. I think that's kind of a bet against ourselves.
Yeah. Who was the rookie you were telling me about, that was like 5'7", 225 or something like
Oh,
that?
what's his name?
Gosh, I can't remember.
Oh, frick, I forget his name. It's not muscle hamster. It's steroid gerbil.
Yeah. Who was that? We're gonna sit on the clock and find that guy if he's
I
not
found
already
it.
taken.
The Toledo Blade. Let's see. Carrion Stewart. Is he even in the player pool? No.
He made nope.
Okay, well, there goes our hopes and dreams of drafting the steroid gerbil, and maybe he's this year's Yoshivas who we can steam up. Okay, we're on the clock. So, who do you prefer out of Dolchich and Big Boy Jelani?
Well, we don't know what Denver's going to have at QB, and they also like to use Adam Troutman a lot for some reason. I don't know. I could talk myself out of Dulcich, but into Jelani Woods. What do you think? We got like 5 seconds.
Let's go 3-leg Greg. It's on brand for us.
Let's do it. All right. He's
and
in there.
then I'm fine with Shipley or I'm fine with any of these three. I don't really have a preference. I guess slight lean to Shipley because he's a rookie, but
Let's keep up the rookie love. Let's do it. Will Shipley, welcome to the squad, bud. We did it.
Anytime you can draft a white running back in the 20th round, you just must do it.
Got to.
Why don't you? How many rookies do we have on this team? Holy shit!
Let's find out. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Looks like 5 rooks, which doesn't seem like a lot.
Yeah, it seemed like it was
like we. Yeah. Huh. Curious. Let's see how this closes out.
Is this live? Is not a vote of confidence?
What did we miss?
I have no idea. Why don't you run through our team really quick, sir?
Yeah. Let's take a look. All right, QB. Let's start here. We went with the 2-7-8-3 build. Jalen Hurts and Trevor Lawrence at QB. Running back, we've got Kyron Williams at the end of the first, Najee Harris, Jonathan Brooks, Audric Estime, Antonio Gibson, Miles Sanders, and Will Shipley. I feel like we win names. Like we definitely have like the best named running back room with Kyron and Najee and Audric Estime and Antonio. Like there's a romance novel in there somewhere.
All name team.
Yes. Wide receiver crushed it with this. We got AJ Brown, Devonta Smith, George Pickens, Christian Kirk, Troy Franklin, Adonai Mitchell, Wandale Robinson, and Jalen Hyatt. Great value on Wandale.
And Hyatt, yeah. Both.
Yeah. And then closing out tight end, we've got Evan Ingram, Cade Otton, and Greg Dulcich.
That's our kind of tight end room right there with 3-leg Greg.
It is mild swagger, I feel like.
Yeah, I feel pretty good about this team. I feel like we didn't. I'm glad we took wide receiver over Andrews because I think it would have gotten real gross if we didn't. But I think 2 quarterbacks with those 2, I feel good. 3 tight ends with those 3 is fine. Like I think in 20 rounds you should probably take 3. So we covered off there. Mm-hmm. Running back, got a couple guys who are live to get super big roles, and then a lot of rookies and guys who are probably RB2s, but we have 7 of them, so pretty solid. And then wide receiver, I think, is our is pretty strong with the mix of rookies, and we have 2 double stacks with Hurts, Devonta Smith, and AJ Brown, and then T-Law, Christian Kirk, and Evan Ingram. So
yeah, love getting Jalen Hurts there. That feels real nice.
Why don't we sauce before we log off? Why don't we sauce Rusty and or Gutierrez teams on the draft board. Do you want to do one and I do the other one?
It just, let's see here.
Check out how the sausage is made behind the scenes.
Yeah, this is good stuff. All right, so let's look at. All right, Gutierrez has Mahomes and Tua at QB. Running back Montgomery, Swift, Jalen Warren, Charbonnet, Kendre Miller, Zeke, and Chris Rodriguez. That's a nice running back room.
Yeah, that's really nice there.
And then wide receiver.
Ooh, we got the Tua and Rashid stacks there.
Yep. Olave, Zay Flowers, Thielen, Curtis Samuel, Malachi Corley, and Darnell Mooney.
I mean, he'll probably sign somewhere and be like the wide receiver 3 or wide receiver 4.
Yeah. Take over the MVS role for the Chiefs.
Hey, it's crazy.
Possible.
You're not a crazy person.
I mean, that's yeah, like you said, that's the whole offseason thing is like, can you just imagine this player on the Chiefs? Imagine this player on the Bills. Like, let's see what happens.
Hey, every single player is going to land on the Chiefs or the Bills. That's we know, right? Exactly. That's what's going to happen.
Yeah. I feel like this is a sneaky good tight end room too. He got some real nice value on Kincaid here. Tucker Kraft and Jatavian Sanders, he's tight end 2 behind Bowers right now, isn't he?
Yeah, I think he's pretty live to go early second, probably. At least second for sure.
Yeah,
maybe even higher than that. So yeah, no, that's a really good team. I really like that team. Obviously, a very sharp guy, and puts out some good tweets and some good content. So yeah, good to see him in this room and very good team. So like that, and then Rusty, a basketball aficionado from the Bulletproof Discord, who's always chirping me up in the channel.
Got the 2-6-10-2 build.
Let's see what. I mean, I think with those 2 quarterbacks, that's pretty good with 2. So Herbert and Caleb Williams. I think that's pretty solid, right? Like, I mean, and then we have Achane pick 16, Javonte, Trey Benson, a rookie from Florida State, I believe, Keaton Mitchell, Rico Dowdle, and Jalen Wright. So I think, yeah, it's a good mix of rookies and vets and kind of some upside. Like Achane and Javonte, hopefully at least they can get you through the early season, and then the rookies and the injured Mitchell could get you through late. So yeah, that's really solid. I like that running back room.
Yeah.
Anytime you start off with Puka, I'll be happy. So Puka is nice. Neighbors, I think. Don't think there should be as big of a gap between Neighbors and MHJ as there is in any format. I think it's just a lot of the name. We've talked about that before, but good pick there. Keenan falling a little bit, so that's good value. Like it's kind of what we're saying. Rookies and vets who are being pushed down because of their age is who you want to target. So Keenan, O'Dunes, shout out his dad who's going off on everybody on Twitter.
A little bit.
Keon Coleman, our boy Jerry Jeudy, who we were talking about before. Hopefully he lands somewhere else or gets out of the doghouse. Jalen Polk, another rookie who probably could go second round. Ricky Pearsall probably could go second round. Malik Washington and Jermaine Burton. So heavy on the rookies, which I think is smart.
Yeah.
And got some other guys. And then
that tight end
passed on Mark Andrews, and he profited off of that. So pick 64, Mark Andrews seems far, far, far too cheap. And then Michael Mayer, who we were also saying is probably way too cheap. So I like our team. I'm going to be honest. I like Rusty's team probably the best, and then Gutierrez's team. I think structurally we're sound though, and we got a good mix of vets and rookies. So yeah, very good draft though.
Yeah, man, good stuff.
Any other thoughts on your startup or on anything else? Like any other guys you think are very undervalued right now? Obviously all rookies, but any other thoughts to close us out?
No, man. I'm hyped to see what we start to get info wise as we get closer to the combine and see where that goes, and kind of fill out the rest of the prospect profiles that you've already been talking through and stuff like that. Getting those measurables in. Just keeping an eye on mock drafts, and trying to crank out 1 to 2 startups a month. We'll see how that goes.
Yeah, try to keep it on the lower side. I have this weird like OCD thing where like when I was at 20 drafts, I'm like, I want to stay at 20. But then once I reach 21, I'm like, oh, well, I might as well go to 30. So like now I'm at 40. So now I'm like, okay, all my exposures, I'm like, it's just nice and clean. Like, okay, if I have 4 shares, that's 10%. Like it just something in my brain likes that cleanness of it. So I'm like,
Yeah.
I'm kind of scared. I'm like, I think I just need to wait because if I get to 41, then I'm going to want to go to 50 and just get that nice, clean, just how it feels. So,
Yeah.
I'm fighting I'm fighting tooth and nail to not start and or join another startup. So, uh, we're real sickos over here, but you got to appreciate it.
It's good stuff, man. Good stuff.
So yeah, just hope you guys enjoyed the draft and a little bit of dynasty talk. But yeah, we're going to be trying to do 3 shows a week. I will have a guest on Friday to draft another best ball team, someone who I'm in a few leagues with, and who is in the ship chasing Discord. Not sure what he goes by, so I'm not gonna name drop it right now, but I will tweet it out in the next couple of days. But yeah, make sure to like, subscribe, leave a comment, and share with everybody your grandma and your aunt and everybody who if they like best ball. So hope you guys have a good night, and we will see you next time on Friday.